One bus, one family, 96 episodes. And when the cameras stopped in 1974, the wreckage was just beginning. This is April 2026. We're tracking every single one of them. The ones who conquered, the ones who collapsed, and the one whose story right at the end of this video will leave you completely speechless. Don't skip ahead, you'll regret it. Shirley Jones. Before the Partridge Family existed, Shirley Jones had already won an Academy Award. Not for playing a wholesome TV mom, for playing a vengeful prostitute in Elmer Gantry. The industry was stunned. Then she chose a family sitcom, on purpose, when that was considered career poison for a film actress. She was right. The show aired in over 70 countries, but off-screen, her marriage to actor Jack Cassidy was disintegrating, and it collapsed the same year the series ended. Two endings at once. She rebuilt, remarried, stayed working, and in 2013 dropped a memoir so shockingly candid it blindsided everyone who thought they knew her. Today, Shirley Jones is 91 years old, still celebrated, still sharp. Her sons recently organized a full gala tribute to her career in Pittsburgh. 91 years old, still the standard. But her TV son, his story went somewhere much darker, in David Cassidy. He was 20 years old when the hysteria hit. Not gradually, overnight, screaming fans, evacuated venues, a level of mania that the Beatles' own camp reportedly said rivaled their peak years. David Cassidy was 20, and underneath all of it, terrified. He said so himself years later. He was drowning in a version of himself the public had invented and that he couldn't escape. 3 marriages followed, a career that chased but never recaptured those heights. And alcohol, the predictable, devastating companion of fame, abandoned too young. Then, in 2017, he revealed a dementia diagnosis. Fans who had his face on their walls in 1971 felt something break open in their chests. He was gone months later, November 21st, in 2017, 67 years old, liver failure. His music is still streaming today. Somewhere right now, a teenager is discovering him for the first time. That's the cruel immortality of a teen idol. The world keeps spinning. He just can't hear it. Danny Bonaduce, 11 years old. That's how old Danny Bonaduce was when he became one of the most recognizable faces on American television. The instincts were real. The charisma was real. And the price he paid afterward was just as real. After 1974, the bottom dropped out. Drug addiction, homelessness, legal trouble. He never hid from any of it. He wore it like armor, like a dare to the world. He clawed back through radio. Decades behind a Seattle microphone, building a brand new audience, then breaking Bonaduce in 2005, put his chaos on screen and somehow made people love him more. Then his body started failing. His wife Amy noticed his speech slipping first. Then he couldn't walk. Days in a hospital, hundreds of doctors, no answers, until the diagnosis finally came: hydrocephalus. A dangerous fluid buildup deep inside the brain, a condition that mimics Alzheimer's and Parkinson's and can steal everything. He had brain surgery. He survived. He went back on the air. Today, Danny Bonaduce is 66 years old, still fighting. After surgery, he posted 2 words to his followers. "I lived." That's Danny Bonaduce in a sentence. Suzanne Crough. She was 7 years old on that set. The youngest one, always smiling in the background, tambourine in hand. And the moment filming wrapped, she walked away from Hollywood completely. No comeback attempts, no reality shows. She raised a family, built a career in retail management, and by every account, she was genuinely happy, which makes what came next all the more shattering. Suzanne Crough passed away on April 27th, 2015. She was 52 years old. Sudden cardiac event, an enlarged heart, no warning. The youngest person on that set, gone before almost everyone else. Some people spend their whole lives chasing peace and never find it. She found it, and it still wasn't enough to save her. Dave Madden. Every great ensemble needs a straight man. Reuben Kincaid was the best kind, perpetually defeated, never broken. Dave Madden played every exasperated moment with surgical comic precision. Already 38 when the show launched. Already a seasoned professional from Laugh-In. He knew exactly what he was doing in every single scene. After the show, he kept working. Theater, television, guest spots. But Reuben was the role that history remembered. Dave Madden passed away on January 16th, 2014. 82 years old. Kidney failure. Watch any random episode today. His reactions alone are a masterclass. That work doesn't age. Brian Forster. Here's something that will genuinely rearrange your brain. Brian Forster, the kid who played Chris Partridge from season 2 through the finale, is the great-great-grandson of Charles Dickens. That Charles Dickens. Great Expectations, A Tale of Two Cities. His direct descendant spent 3 seasons playing a dependable middle kid in a TV rock band, and then walked off the set and became a racing car driver. No acting, no Hollywood, just speed, tracks, and adrenaline. Today, he's 66 years old, surfaces occasionally at fan events, and is probably the most unexpectedly fascinating person this show ever produced. Dickens, bloodline, child star, racing driver. Try fitting that on a resume. Jeremy Gelbwax. Before Brian Forster, there was Jeremy Gelbwax. 9 years old. The original Chris Partridge. 25 episodes in season 1. He didn't leave because of drama. His father's job moved the family. That was it. Real life pulled a child actor off a hit show and nobody even argued about it. He never acted again. Spent his adult life in IT. Today, he's 64 years old, one of the most private people ever connected to this series. Gives no interviews, attends nothing, probably exactly the way he wants it. Ricky Seagal. 5 years old on camera. 5. Ricky Seagal was brought onto season 4 as a burst of pure, unmanufactured energy for a show that could already feel itself winding down. 10 episodes. Absolute chaos in the best possible way. A few more child roles followed. Then Hollywood moved on the way it always does with child performers. He stepped away and stayed away. Today, he's 58 years old. For fans of those final episodes, Little Ricky is one of those small, warm, irreplaceable memories. Gordon Jump, 7 episodes. That's all Gordon Jump got on the Partridge Family. Tiny supporting roles, 0 indication of what was coming. Then 1978 arrived. WKRP in Cincinnati. Arthur Carlson, the bumbling, lovable station manager who never quite understood the chaos around him. Gordon Jump played that role and became a household name almost immediately. Then came the washing machine. If you grew up in the 80s and 90s, the Maytag repairman, the loneliest man in advertising history. One of the longest running commercial campaigns ever made. Gordon Jump's face became synonymous with quiet dependability. He passed away September 22nd, 2003. 71 years old, respiratory illness, 7 Partridge episodes, 1 sitcom, 1 iconic commercial, an indelible mark on American culture. Not bad for a guest spot. Elaine Giftos. 4 episodes in 1972 and 1973. Elaine Giftos made Bonnie Kleinschmidt feel completely lived in. The mark of someone who actually knows what they're doing. She was 27. Already building credits, including an early Roger Corman film that got her noticed. Then she stepped back, gradually, quietly. And today, at 81, she remains one of the genuine mysteries of this cast. Almost nothing publicly known about her personal life. No interviews, no events. A choice, not an absence. That's the feeling she leaves behind. Gary Dubin, 6 episodes. Punky Lazar, 14 years old, loose and easy on screen, the kind of supporting presence that good TV quietly depends on. He had credits before the Partridge era and picked up more work through the mid-70s. Then, the screen work stopped, and the decades since have been almost entirely private. Today, Gary Dubin is 69 years old. Longtime fans recognize the face immediately. The name takes a beat longer. Rosemary DeCamp. When Rosemary DeCamp walked onto the Partridge set, she'd already been doing this for 30 years. She had shared scenes with James Cagney, Cary Grant, and Ronald Reagan before most of the cast was even born. She was 59, and she brought Grandma Amanda to life with the quiet authority of someone who has simply seen everything. No wasted effort, no scenery chewing, just craft. Casting directors called her because she made scenes better and never caused trouble. That's a rarer skill than it sounds. Rosemary DeCamp passed away February 20th, 2001, 90 years old. One of the longest, most quietly respected careers in Hollywood history. Bruce Kimmel, 5 small roles across 2 seasons. Bruce Kimmel was 23 and already thinking way beyond acting. When the Partridge chapter closed, he pivoted hard, writing, directing, producing across film, theater, television, and music. 5 decades of sustained, creative output that most people in this industry never come close to matching. Today, he's 78 years old, the most prolific career to ever come out of a handful of minor TV guest spots. The Partridge set was just the starting line. Mitzi Hoag, 4 episodes, spread across the full run of the show. Mitzi Hoag had a quality almost impossible to teach. She made every scene feel grounded and real in seconds, even when the part lasted only minutes. She'd spent the 1960s accumulating credits on the era's biggest shows: Andy Griffith, My 3 Sons, Room 222. Reliable, professional, consistently excellent. She stepped away quietly when the work slowed. Passed away November 22nd, 2018. 86 years old. She deserved more recognition than she ever received. Full stop. Susan Dey. Stop. Because this one is different. Susan Dey had never acted a single day in her life when she walked onto that set in 1970. Not once. She was a 17-year-old model, no training, no experience, no safety net. She was handed Laurie Partridge, sharp, principled, the moral center of a family sitcom watched by millions. And she was expected to carry it for 4 years. She did, completely. But nobody watching saw what was happening underneath. The fame that detonated around a 17-year-old girl was catastrophic in ways that didn't show on screen. Susan has spoken in the years since about developing anorexia during production, a brutal illness, unfolding entirely in public, entirely invisible to the public watching at home. She survived it, she rebuilt, and then she did what almost no one in that situation manages to do. She reinvented herself from the ground up. L.A. Law, late 1980s, a Golden Globe, a dramatic actress earning serious, industry-wide respect on her own terms. No teen magazine covers, no nostalgia tour required. She married producer Bernard Safransky in 1988, and then she started pulling back. Fewer appearances, fewer interviews, less and less of herself offered to the public that had consumed her since she was a teenager. Today, Susan Dey is 73 years old, and she has stepped away from public life almost entirely. The girl who never wanted to be famous, who became one of the most recognized faces in the country before she could vote, who quietly suffered, who brilliantly rebuilt, who then walked away from all of it on her own terms. In a cast full of extraordinary stories, that one might be the most honest. 1 bus, 15 people, every direction imaginable, brain surgeries and racing cars, quiet deaths, and 91-year-old endurance, a teen idol gone at 67, a 7-year-old's heart that gave out at 52. The Partridge Family sold America, a fantasy, a family that sang through every problem and always came out smiling. Real life doesn't work like that. These people proved it. Some of them are still here today, still fighting, still surprising everyone. Which story hit you hardest? Tell us in the comments right now. We read every single one, and if you want us to go this deep on another cast, Hollywood Buried, subscribe. We're not done yet.